This is going to be a side you don't very rarely see from people on YouTube who do it invested. So today, guys, we're going to be looking at my 5 worst performing stocks over the course of the last 30 days. And I know there's a bit of a thing online where people will only ever show you their winners, but that's not what this channel is about. If you don't know, I'm Steve, this is the Extra Income Boss, and on this channel I'm going to go from a minimum wage warehouse worker to a multi-millionaire, promise you that. But along the way I'm going to stumble a few times, so I thought it's only going to be right to show you guys not just my winners but my losers as well. And this month I've put together my top or bottom 5 performing stocks, and we're going to have a look at them, see how much we're down by in terms of percentage, and then see how much they lost me in terms of overall monetary value. And then we're also going to be taking a look at their 12-month performance as well to see if it's just a little blip or if it's something to actually be concerned about. Okay, so 5 worst performing stocks. Let's get into the video. Okay, guys, so the first one up is going to be Tesco. Now, they've been on an absolute run recently, but they did make up one of my worst performing stocks of last month. Now, how I've done this is I'm only counting shares where I have at least like £100 or close to £100 in. I'm not counting the ones that I've got like a tenner in. So it's just the ones that are gonna really affect me if they're down. So first one up is Tesco, ticker symbol TSCO. So over the course of the last 30 days, Tesco were down 0.23%. It does get worse than this, promise you. It gets a little bit more exciting than this. Now, my current holding in Tesco is £327.86. So overall, in terms of money, we were down £0.75, so just down 75p. But just to give Tesco a fair crack of the whip, what we're going to be doing is taking a look at the 12-month performance, including this last 30 days, to see if they're down overall or if this is just a tiny little blip. Now, what I will say is Tesco have recently gone ex-div, so that might have affected things a little bit. I think they went ex-dividend 7 days ago, about a week ago, and they pay out their dividend in November. So if you don't know what that is, the ex-dividend date, if you're invested in a company before the ex-dividend date, then you are eligible for the next dividend payment that they'll pay shareholders, which will be in November. And if you invest after that, then you won't be. So that might have affected it a little bit. But 12-month performance for Tesco. So over the course of the last 12 months, Tesco is up 22.26%. So even though they were one of my worst performing stocks, I mean, only down 0.23%, so it wasn't that bad, they're still up over the course of the last 12 months, over 22%, so very good there. Okay, next up, we've got BP. Now, these guys are a massive oil refining company, and they were down 2.03%. So a little bit more, nearly 10 times more than Tesco over the course of the last 30 days. Now, our current holding in BP, so this is the amount that we currently hold after that month, after the last 30 days, is £193.03. So that means that we were down £3.91. But just like Tesco, we're going to be giving BP a fair crack of the whip just to see what they're doing over the last 12 months. So over the course of the last 12 months, BP are up 2.47%. And that is including the last 30 days where they were down 2%. So not too bad for BP. We are down, I mean, I prefer to be up over the course of 30 days, but we are down £3.91 off a £193 investment there. Okay, starts to ramp up a little bit. So HSBC are next in, and as you'll see, the losses get a little bit bigger, not necessarily in terms of percentage, but in terms of money. So HSBC, ticker symbol HSBA. Now, over the course of the last 30 days, HSBC were down 4.33%, which is not great. My current holding in HSBC is £125.02, and that means that we were down £5.41. But like we've done with BP, like we've done with Tesco, we're going to give HSBC a fair crack of the whip. So over the last 12 months, what has HSBC been doing? How's their stock performance? So over the last 12 months, strap in for this one, HSBC are up an amazing 41.82%, and that includes the drop of over 4% in the last 30 days. So they've had an absolutely astonishing 12 months. They have lost me over £5 this month, but you know, I'll take it because they have made me quite a bit of money. So that's HSBC. Next up, we have BAE Systems. Always get that wrong every single time. Ticker symbol BA. They were down over the course of the last 30 days 8.34%. That's a lot to be down. Our current holding in BAE Systems is £146.76, and that meant that we lost £12.23 on our BAE Systems shares. But like Tesco, like BP, like HSBC, give them a fair crack of the whip. So 12 months, how have they done? BAE Systems over the course of the last 12 months are up 38.38, that's doing wonders for my OCD, percent, with a drop of 8.3% in the course of the last 30 days. That's pretty amazing. They've lost me 12 quid in 30 days, but they've gained me a lot more than that over the course of the last 12 months. So yeah, can't really complain. Again, not doing too bad at the minute. Still down a bit. I'd prefer to be up, but yeah, overall not too bad. Okay, now our worst performer in the portfolio over the course of the last 30 days was British American Tobacco, ticker symbol BATS. Now, they were down 6.13%, which is less than BAE Systems, but our holding is quite a bit bigger. So our current holding in British American Tobacco is £268.28. And this means that we were down £16.44, which is not great. I definitely prefer not to be down nearly £17 off one stock. But like Tesco, like BP, like HSBC and BAE Systems, British American Tobacco are getting a fair crack of the whip. How have they done over the last 12 months? Is this a blip or is it something we need to be concerned about? So over the course of the last 12 months, British American Tobacco are up 39.92% with a drop of over 6% in the last 30 days. Nearly 40%. That's very impressive. So if we take a look at my 5 worst performing stocks, over the course of the last 12 months, we're up 22%, over 22%, 2.47%, 41.82%, 38.38%, doing wonders for the OCD, and 39.92%. Maybe I do know what I'm doing. That's a scary thought. Right, guys, that was my worst performing stocks over the course of the last 30 days. If you guys want to know exactly what these stocks are paying me in terms of dividends and things like that, then I will leave that video linked right there. But apart from that, I'm Steve. This is the Extra Income Boss. There are all my losses. I'll see you guys again in that one right there. Peace.